Thank you so much for taking the time to meet us today. And we already received several reports and data from Boeing, and we like to have this discussion to step back and clarify what exactly the problem we're facing now. So right now we understand is the core strategic tension the Boeing is facing. Especially we have to deal with a series of major disruptions. For example, the Boeing 737 MAX groundings, the production delays, and especially the oversights from the Federal Aviation Administration. So at the same time, we understand we have huge pressure from the main competitor, Airbus, especially for the narrow-body aircraft market. So today we want to explore how should Boeing balance the two priorities, the rebuilding operational stability as well as investing in the next generation of the commercial aircraft. So what's your understanding about this?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for a good way to kind of summarize our situation. It's a good question as well. So I think the aerospace industry operates on very long development timelines. So when a company launches a new aircraft program, it's essentially making a strategic commitment that will shape the competitive landscape for the next 15 or even 20 years. But at the same time, the past several years have shown us how important operational discipline and engineering reliability are. So a major focus for Boeing is kind of restoring confidence with regulators, airline customers, and even, especially the flying public. So internally, we're balancing two priorities. The first is stabilizing our production systems and rebuilding credibility. And the second is making sure Boeing remains competitive in the long term, particularly in the commercial aviation market.
So, okay, we do see a lot of competitive pressure, especially from Airbus, because the A320 narrow family has captured a lot of attention instead of our own model, the Boeing 737 MAX platform. So some people also say that the Boeing, if we still delays launching new aircraft program for too long, the technological gap will be too wide. So from operational level, how do we see this challenge?
So in my opinion, from the operation side, the immediate challenge here is stability. Right now, we are working to improve our manufacturing consistency and strengthen our supplier concentration and coordination as well. And we are trying to ensure that the quality standards are consistently met across all the production lines. The FAA is also closely monitoring how we manage production and safety processes. So before we consider launching another large aircraft development program, we have to make sure that the system we have today is reliable. So the engineering teams and the production resources might become overstretched, so the risk of delays or quality issue might increase. So after everything the company has experienced in the recent years, another major execution problem right now can be extremely damaging.
Yeah, I completely agree that operational stability is the foundation, but we also have to keep an eye on the broader competitive landscape. So Airbus is increasing production capacity and strengthening its market position, particularly in the narrow body segment. So if Boeing focuses exclusively on stabilizing existing aircraft programs for too long, we will risk falling behind technologically. And in this industry, once a competitor establishes an advantage in aircraft efficiency or design, it can last for decades.
Okay, thank you. So when we talk about customer segment, there's another dimension we like to explore when it comes to the Boeing strategy. Because unlike Airbus, Boeing also have a major section for defense, space, and security. So how does this factor influence our strategic discussion about whether to go a commercial or defense part?
So I think, yeah, I agree. Our defense and space businesses are extremely important to the company. They provide, long-term government contracts and help diversify our revenue base. But historically speaking, Boeing's global leadership and scale have been driven primarily by commercial aviation. And that's where technological innovation and industry competition are most intense.
And operationally, these two businesses are quite different. Defense programs on one hand tend to involve smaller production volumes and highly customized systems, whereas commercial aircraft manufacturing operates at a much larger scale and involves a very complex global supply chain. So while the defense business provides stability, it doesn't directly solve the operational challenges we face in commercial aircraft production.
Okay, so I do understand the several pressures we're facing now, and I'd like to reframe as, first of all, we want to stabilize operation, try to rebuild the trust with regulators, especially with the major customers. at the same time, we have to maintain the technological competitiveness with Airbus, especially in the commercial aviation market. And finally, we look at the diversified portfolio for defense and space programs. However, we still keep the main target on the commercial part. So thank you so much for the information, understand a bit more. And our team is trying to analyze in more different perspectives, and we'll deliver the report as soon as possible. And we'll arrange a meeting for next time.
Perfect.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.